Hi guys! In a bit of a turn from my last video, which was a little bit strange and a little bit of a blast from the past with regards to the format. It's more what I used to do when I first started on YouTube. I'm here in a much more organised setting and I've definitely prepared something for this video. Today I'm going to be talking about my best and worst finds at the drugstore and one high-end or mid-range for mascara. And the ones that I'm going to be talking about are purely the ones that are standout, either for being really, really great or really, really poor for me. Now, it's kind of like skincare. Mascara is so personal. It's one of those things that if it works for me, it's not necessarily going to work for you, and vice versa. There are some amazing formulas out there and brushes and what have you that work fantastically for other people, and then I try them and I'm like, what? This is terrible. And videos like this are more for balance, in my opinion. A little bit like the products that I regret buying or products not worth the hype. Not everyone can agree on the same things, and it's more to show you that just because everybody tells you something's fantastic doesn't mean that you are going to love it personally for your face, lashes, lips, or whatever. And so mascara wise, yes, it's not going to be as cut and dry as if I recommend it to you, it's going to be fantastic. But I'm going to show you the things that I really like. My lashes aren't so great. They're not really short, but they're very light at the ends. They're not particularly long and they're not very full. They don't like to curl. I have a pretty hard time getting them to do much. So all really I'm looking for in a mascara is to build some volume and lengthen them, because I'm not expecting them to do anything super duper fabulous. And I do want it to be easy to take off at the end of the day. So none of these formulas are waterproof. And I'm going to start with the best from the drugstore. And I have three from the same range. I'm going to kind of talk about them all at once, but one of these is not a favourite. So I know I said I was going to talk about the best, but I want to talk about them all at the same time. This is probably my favourite of all time mascara, and it's the Volume Million Excess from L'Oreal, and this is the one in the red tube. I also have the, I did have the original, and then I got the Volume Million Luminizer, which is, this is so old now, which had the little purple, and this was for brown or hazel eyes, I think, for hazel eyes. So basically it was supposed to bring out the green in my brown or hazel-ish coloured eyes. I don't think it did really much to do with that. It had a slight purple tone to it, but nothing that you would really notice. I don't think it really did much to bring out the colour in my eyes at all. But I do absolutely love this formula, and if it's possible, I like the Excess even more because it does build volume that much better. I'm going to show you the brushes. They are almost identical, but the, wait a minute, this is not going to be the ideal way to do this, is it? Here we go. The Excess is this one, and this is the original. The Excess is kind of thinner and longer, and the original, in theory, the original you would think would build more volume. And I don't really know what it is about different brushes that do different things. But for me, I like to have a plasticky brush with quite short bristles that you can really get in and work into your lashes. I think when your lashes aren't so fantastic, that's a really good thing, to be able to really get into them and build the product up. So I really like both of those brushes. I like the formulas. I do think that the Excess one does build more volume, which you would imagine that it would. So then I tried this one, the Mega Volume Collagen, which, to be fair, it doesn't say that it's Volume Million, it's just in the same tube. I kind of expected it to be the same thing, just maybe more volume. And I actually tried this before the Excess, if I remember rightly. But this brush is completely different. This is kind of a regular fibre bristled brush, and it's more like, if you remember the Bad Gal Lash from Benefit, it's more like that, and I don't like that at all. It doesn't do anything for my lashes. It basically just coats them with the formula, and it doesn't build anything. It doesn't, they're just soft, if you see. They just kind of are flexible and you can move them. Obviously that's what flexible means, but they're just flexible. They're not, when you put the brush through your lashes, it's not actually, there's no friction between them. It's just kind of brushing them. Whereas, I suppose it's the difference between kind of a soft hairbrush and a real spiky bristly hairbrush. One of them will kind of just get the top layer of your hair and make it smooth and nice, and the other one will really detangle. Or the difference between a brush and a comb, you know what I mean. This one really didn't get into my lashes, it just coated them with something, and if you've got fantastic lashes to begin with, then maybe that's great, but for me, not so much. Another one that I absolutely am obsessed with is this e.l.f. 3-in-1 mascara, Lengthen, Define and Volumize, and I have spoken about this in other videos before. It's just fantastic for the money. I think it's £3.50. 375, somewhere around there. And again, this is the little bristly brush, but something a little bit different going on here in that it's got that little end, not unlike the Benefit They're Real, that is supposed to catch the corner lashes. And again, very, very, very short bristles, but it just does something to my terrible eyelashes. They just, I can't explain it, but it does, you can just get really, really close into them and without smudging all over your eye. The only problem, of course, is that with the little end part, it does smudge a little bit if you're not careful, but that is very nice for the bottom lashes or just for the corner lashes. I really, really like that. That has been my go-to mascara for a few months, and then I went back to my L'Oreal XS and thought, why did I ever stop using this? I love it. So I don't know. These two have been my mascaras of choice this year. I haven't used another mascara all year. Now let's talk about something not so great. The Rocket Volume Express from Maybelline. This was massively hyped on YouTube and on beauty blogs as soon as it basically came out. So I went and got it. I thought this is fantastic. Looking at the back, if you see, most of mascaras now have got like, because obviously you can't see, you can't open it up like other products, most of them have got an indicator on the back as to what the brush will look like. It's the same with all the other ones as well. So I was thinking that looks like, you know, the same kind of bristly brush that I like. But when you actually get it out of the tube, it's a totally different brush. It's a little bit like, and I've mentioned this before, I said this before, it's a little bit more like a tube with little hairs on it. It's too fine. Like, there aren't enough bristles, and, well, I suppose there probably are enough bristles, but they don't feel like anything. Again, it's very flexible. Each of them is very, very rubbery and flexible, and they're not, they do glide through your lashes, as it says. They don't cling and they don't separate. It's very, very clumpy, and it feels very much like it's just coating my lashes. It's like applying, it's basically like applying the mascara with this, just putting it on like that. It doesn't feel like it's grabbing hold of anything and coating them and volumizing and building anything up. It's just putting black on my eyelashes, and then the more you do it, the clumpier it looks. I don't understand who this is working for, because I don't understand it. That is the weirdest wand I've ever seen, ever. So let me know if you love this, and let me know why you love it, how it works for you, how you make it work. I guess it might be good for a bottom lash mascara rather than just gathering dust in my drawer, but this I was so disappointed with, which is surprising because I really do generally like Maybelline mascaras. One of the Maybelline mascaras that I did love, I loved the One by One. I can't find a tube of it. I generally don't throw anything away for videos like this, which is why my makeup collection looks so huge, because I try things, and even if I don't like them, I keep them for videos like this so that I can compare things. I've got things that they don't even make anymore. But the One by One by Maybelline, I repurchased several times. That was in the kind of corally pink tube with the green band around it. I loved that so much. So that really should be, I'll give that an honorary mention even though I don't have it. So Maybelline mascaras generally are pretty good. So I don't know why I hated that so much. I mean, the wand was completely different to anything else that they've tried from Maybelline, so maybe that's it. But one thing I did want to mention from Maybelline that is fantastic that I do have is the Colossal Volume Express. I've tried the falsies and all those, but they are a little bit too bristly for me. I'm terrible at describing mascara ones, aren't I? A little bit too bristly is the word that I want to use. Like the bristles are too long and flexible, and so as I said before, I don't feel like they're gripping onto my lashes. Whereas this one, although it's a fibre brush, it's not a plastic wand, this one does feel a little bit more like it is grabbing hold because the bristles are very, very short, and you feel like you can get a little bit further in there. And I liked the cat eye effect. I did feel like it was bringing my eyelashes out to the corners a little bit more. And yeah, I really, really liked that one as well, but I don't like it as much as the others. I have two more, and these are kind of not love-hate. In fact, this Lash Blast Volume, how do people say that? Is really similar to the Volume Express, and people love this, so maybe it's just me. If you look, it's almost identical actually. I don't know why I didn't think of it. For one, I bought it in brown, complete mistake. But I got this when I was in the States, and I bought it because everyone says it's so amazing. But if you look, that's very similar, is it not, to the Rocket Volume. So maybe it's just me, because I know this is very, very popular. I hated it for the same reasons. Very, very short. Just felt like I was putting, I may as well put it on with my fingers. It didn't feel like it was grabbing hold. And I will just compare, for those of you who would like that. they're almost identical. There we go. Really, really similar, if the camera will focus. And there we are. Yeah, really, really similar. So if you like one, you'll probably like the other. But if you don't like one, you'll hate them both like I do. So I have one more. There's been no, you know, after I'd said this was really organised, not so much, huh? There's one more that I have to talk about, and it's a bit of a love-hate product. And this is the one mid-range one that I have, and it's the Benefit They're Real. I mentioned this when comparing it to the e.l.f. 3-in-1, and I would compare it to that. It's a very similar kind of brush. It's got the little spiky bits on the end. The only difference is, wherever it is, the only difference is that it's completely straight. There we are. So they have very similar kind of ends, if you see. They've both got spikes on the end. So you can get your little corner lashes and your bottom lashes with them. But they are very short little bristles, and they're plastic brushes, so they are similar. I do prefer the e.l.f., and the main reason that I prefer the e.l.f. is because I can take it off at the end of the day. And I love the Benefit They're Real, I really do. I think it's fantastic. It works so well for my lashes, but it doesn't work well enough for me to warrant really scrubbing it off at the end of the day. And so I've barely used it. I will use it on a special occasion if I'm wanting a little bit more oomph. But for it to, it's so difficult for me to take it off at the end of the day that I would want it to be the most amazing mascara in the world. I really like it, and if it wasn't so difficult to take off, it would probably be my holy grail mascara. But I want ease at the end of the day. I don't want more difficult things putting into my life, and definitely mascara doesn't need to be making my life more difficult. So yeah, I love this, but I also hate it, and this was in my products not worth the hype for that reason. It's great, but why do they have to make it so difficult to take off? Why? It's not waterproof, yet so difficult to remove. So yeah, that's my rundown of kind of the best and worst mascaras that I've tried. I haven't included absolutely everything. I just wanted the kind of absolute extremes. So stuff that I loved and stuff that I really didn't like. And I threw in the Colossal there just to show you that not all Maybelline mascaras are terrible. And the One by One I really loved. Most of them I got along with. The One by One I really liked, but the rest of them were a bit, yeah, they're okay. It's just that Rocket Volume Mascara I really disliked. And like I've shown you, it's very similar to the Covergirl. So bizarre, because I know people love the Lash Blast Volume Mascara, and I don't know why I don't, but it just doesn't work for me. So thanks for watching. If you haven't already, please go subscribe. Don't forget to check out all of the links below, and I will, of course, note everything that I've mentioned in the video in the description bar. So if you are wondering what I spoke about or want to ask a question about something, check in the info bar first of all, because I may have listed it there. Thanks for watching, like I say, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! All the things that I put on my face all the time, dependent on how it's feeling, and why not just, you know, attack different problems at the same time like I have today.